Hi, in this video we will learn how to arrange things precisely where we want on the screen, and we will see that we can do that very precisely, very easily, but also by changing things on the screen we also can have an impact on their size. Let's have a look. So as you see, this all happens in the when you actually open your screen. So here I'm working on screen 1. For this tutorial, I advise you to create at least, I've created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 components. So labels, a picture, 2 buttons. I mean, at least 5 or 6 stuff, right? By the way, that's kind of, you don't have to work too much for that. You can just drop, oops, why did it kill everything? Let me change that. Come on, come back where we were. Yes, so I'm gonna add a couple of labels. One here. So just to show you that it's very easy to put stuff on your screen to work with. No need to spend half an hour on that. As you see, by default, if we do nothing, when we put stuff on screen, it's just in one line from left to right. Let me resize that. Oops. Right, and if we actually resize the screen to look like more like a screen of a mobile phone, you see that the more stuff we add to the, let me clean a bit. You see that the more stuff we add to the screen, the logic is not different. It moves from the left to the right. It adds stuff from the left to the right, and when it hits the right border, it moves to the second line here, and then it puts more stuff. So it's not the way we organize a screen. So to change that, please go to component tree. Well, I'm gonna increase that in size a bit more. Yes. So please go back to there, the list of things you have on screen. And so please select screen 1. And as you see, it says between square brackets, it says flow layout. By default, when you create a screen, the layout, which means the organization of things, of stuff on the screen, will just be a flow from left to right, and then to the second line, and then to the third line. So once you have selected the screen, it should be highlighted in purple. You go to layout settings. And this is where the magic happens. You can try maybe not grid layout, but box layout Y. I have a mistake here. Please select a container in the tree. For some reason, it thinks that the screen has not been properly selected, but it is. So let's go back there. Box Y layout. Yeah. A box layout Y means that everything will be organized from top to bottom. So each time you put something, it will be below the previous one. It also means that if you put a label, it's going to take the whole size, the whole width of the screen. Same here, same here, same here. So that's interesting that in this case, the picture has not been resized to occupy all the screen. I wonder, so to verify something, I just select the screen, I go back to layout, there's the box Y layout, and here, look at that, there is settings and constraints. So constraints is empty, settings as well, okay. Okay, never mind. mind. But you have, and that's a bug, because here you see that we have organized things following a box layout Y, but for some reason the name of the layout has not been updated there. But it's definitely a box layout Y. Why the Y letter is just because it's a Y axis, which means the vertical axis, right? Let's look at the box layout X. So each component is going to take the whole the whole height of the app, and then each other component is going to be put on the right of it. So here, for some reason, we don't see the picture because it must be hidden somewhere. Yeah, somewhere here. But if we would scroll right, we would see it. Right. Let's look at the grid layout. So the grid layout is very interesting. It divides your screen into cells, into spaces of the same size. And how does the division work? How many cells is it going to be created? You go to settings, and this is where you choose. So I like my screen to be divided in 4 rows and 3 columns. And this happens. So you see that everything takes a cell. Another interesting layout, would be the border layout. So I should select screen 1 first, and then border layout. Border layout can't be used with more than 5 components. That's the error message I received, and that's true, so I'm gonna delete 1. So I just select the thing I want to, I select the label, and then on my keyboard I press delete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should be fine now. And when I click on, oh come on, yes, I should select the screen, and then only border layout. The border layout is interesting because it's something that puts stuff at 4 different positions, one on the top, one on the left, one on the right, one on the bottom, and the last one is at the center. So you can then select this, let's say the button, and if you want it to be at the center, you go to layout settings, constraints, and you say I want it at the center. Anyway, so that's how layout works, but to be completely useful, often you need actually you need a combination of layouts. You don't want everything to be organized in a box, vertically or horizontally, or else, or in a grid. You want parts of your screen to be in a grid, other parts to be vertically aligned. How do you do that? So let's start again from a simple case. So layout, I put everything, let's say, in a grid, and the grid is going to be 3 by 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and this cell is empty, and the 3 cells at the bottom are empty. What if we want to put more? We want to have something here, like not just the button that would occupy the whole space, but actually, I don't know, 3 buttons there, one on top of each other. I'm not saying it's a good design, I'm just saying that if you know how it works, then you can apply the principle to reorganize your screen exactly as you need. So we are going to create 2 other buttons. I think they're going to go here and here, but we'll have to find a way that they land there, because that's what we want. So we go to palette, button, and we put it, whoops, go somewhere. Well, let's stop moving. Well, here, okay, and another one here. Okay, for some reason this one didn't want to. Yeah, that's more like that. So how to do that? We just want to say that this region should be organized as a box layout Y, which is everything on top of each other. So this region, what we're going to do is create a kind of box where we put the 3 buttons, and this box, we're going to say this box should be organized as a box layout Y. So to create a box, so it's here, there is actually just a box somewhere. It's called a container, right? So you take a container and you move it somewhere, oops, right here. And the container should be visible. No, it's not. I didn't put it, I think. Container here. Yes, the container has arrived there. So in the container, I can put my first button. Container, you see? Container is there. Inside, I've put the first button. I'm gonna put 2 other buttons. So here, I just drag. Oops. I think I can drag them like that. No. Container. The container has, yes, 3 buttons. Yes, it's not exactly clear how things work because we don't see the 3. We see that the container contains 1, 2, 3 buttons, but we don't see them actually in the container. We just see 1. So we should just continue and we'll see them. So the container, everything in the container should be organized vertically. And that's it, we have it, right? For some reason, the flow layout, which was applied to the container by default, was not showing everything. But the box Y layout is there. The box Y layout just shows things more clearly. So that's it. It's just the basic logic of applying. You can apply different layouts to the screen, and then when you want some regions of the screen to have a different way to be organized, you go and create a container, you put stuff in it, and you apply a different layout to the container. And the region of the screen, which is the container, gets a different organization. Just to show you, we could have chosen a box layout X for this container, or even well, a grid wouldn't really make sense, or a border layout. Which is not reflected there, but it would work in an app. That's it for layouts. Thank you.